Hey guys, it's Selma and we are starting the new series of Inspirational People. This is the first video that we're going to be submitting, so here we go. Alright, this is my first guest. Why don't you go ahead and tell, well, before we start, do I have permission to share your story?
Yes, you do.
Alright, can you go ahead and state your name?
Kathy Hancock.
And we've known each other for how many years now? That's up for debate. Some people say we've known each other for 16 years, and a lot of people say we've known each other for, what was it, about 5?
Yes,
No,
5 years.
5. Alright, why don't you go ahead and start with your story and why I picked you as an inspirational person. And we'll start there, and if I have any questions, I'll chime in. So go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, to start with, I was a very active person. I loved to be outside, and I race walked, participated in race walk races, even did the mini marathon 3 times, and whatever my kids do, I would be outside doing it with them. So come October of 1993, I woke up one day and I was very tired. I had to go back to bed, and from there on for the next 2 months, I would get up and I would just have to go back to bed. Maybe I'd be up a couple hours and I'd be back to bed. Well, being active, I do not want to take naps in the middle of the day, stay in bed. I want to be up and outside. So that got very frustrating to me. And then, of course, December was coming. I needed to go Christmas shopping, and I wasn't being able to go get that done, and I don't like letting my kids down, so I had to get out to shop. So I ended up at the doctor's office, and he said we would do some blood work because he wasn't sure what I had. And so he did some blood work. He first tested me for hepatitis C. That wasn't it, so he called me back. We did more blood work, hepatitis A, B, and some other things. And he wasn't figuring out what I had, and I was just getting worse and worse, and had to be in bed longer. And so he sent me to a specialist, which then he did his own test and ended up doing a biopsy on my liver. And I had primary biliary cirrhosis. And this was like 27 years ago, and hardly anybody had ever heard of it.
So by now, I bet you're like kind of relieved now you know at least what it is, right?
Yes, I was relieved to know what it was, but not to know what could happen.
Prognosis,
because,
right?
My only choices was I would either be dead or soon, or get on the liver transplant and get a new liver. And of course, thinking I've got 3 small kids, and transplants lists are long, and they said I didn't have much time. So they kept working with me, and they said, well, they had a new pill that had just been approved and was out on the market, and did I want to try that? And I says, yes, I sure did want to try that. So I got the medicine, and which pharmacies didn't even have the medicine. We had to hunt it down all afternoon because it was just not known about. And so I took the pill that night, got up the next morning, and I was on the move from then on. And doctor had called me and asked me how I was doing a couple of days later. I said 1 pill, and I was back up and active, and he was very surprised. So every 6 months I have to go in for blood work. They kept a close eye on me at the start. So they gave me like 6 months to live if the pill was going to do anything, because they weren't sure. And so I got to that time period, and they said, well, we'll give you 2 years, because I had just improved and was doing everything normal. And so I got to 2 years, got to 5 years, and they said, well, just forget it. 5 years, you're going to outlive your liver, and something else will probably cause you to die. And so I am thankful every day when I get up. I am open the curtains up for the sunshine, and I'm ready to go, whether I'm going to sit at home or I just am thankful that I am still here to tell about this and to be with my kids. And I also have had 3 grandkids since then and was able to do with them and play with them. And, well, let me correct that, I have 4 grandkids. And so I am able to do everything with them that I want to do. I can still piggyback ride them and get on the floor and do anything I want to do with them. So I am just thankful that I am still here.
So what's the biggest thing you've learned since your diagnosis? I know, a lot of people have, like, they say it's like their eye-opening experience. So what's the biggest thing you've learned?
Just be nice and thankful to be alive and appreciate everything.
If there was any advice you could give to somebody who's going through something similar, or who's coming, has just been diagnosed with an illness or something, to that extent, is there any advice you have for them?
Well, I don't know. Just hang in there and keep trying and do a lot of praying. I did a lot of praying, and so
Well, obviously it worked for you. 20 years later, and you're still going. So
I just wanted to live. I didn't want I wanted to live for my kids, and so I just thought about them and just appreciate life
awesome. Well,
every day.
thank you very much for doing this video. I appreciate it. So, anyways, that concludes our video of Inspirational People #1. And thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.